The easiest perspective to make sure that you can draw a proportional cube in 2-point is actually the 45-45. So the way how we start is we put down our horizon line and we put down somewhere at the center our vertical line, and then we can pick kind of like where's the lowest edge, and then from there, for example, draw a line out. Now what we have to make sure is that this distance I have here on the right side, I also have on the left side, so that, for example, those two lines, so this one and the next one, are all really perfectly at the same angle. So for example there. So from here I draw a line over. So you see now the distance is the same. And here this angle and this angle are exactly the same. That's really very important because now we have basically our vertical and we have our lower right and our lower left edge. Now we can guess kind of like the foreshortening or the size of our cube. So the next step would be from here I put down a line. And if you take a look at a cube, this line I just drew there is actually this one, so the diagonal. Okay, and we switch the color. And we can on one side draw a long line up. And I do the same, for example, here. Now this distance I can kind of like eyeball and hopefully draw a nice square. Yeah, okay, that's good. And for example, into the square I plug in a diagonal. So the main reason why I did this is the following. Now from this point down here, if I actually draw a nice arc, like freehand, another reason why you should really learn how to sketch arcs and circles freehand. Let's double check how good that one actually was. Oh, that's close, okay. Where the red line cuts my arc, I actually have a very important line. That, for example, is the mid edge of my the diagonal of my cube top face. So problem in this view is I picked unfortunately a depth of my cube which turned out to be exactly on the eye level. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let's restart this one more time. So I put down my horizon line. And I find my plus minus midpoint and go down. And just from there, I'm just putting down maybe my cone of vision. Okay, good. And let's, in this case, put it nicely far down. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. What did the software do? There. Okay, good. Then let's say there, that's our diagonal on the ground face, verticals up. Now again, it's important that this distance we kind of like try to project on top. Now here is one big advice. Take your fingers, measure the distance, and then take your fingers, measure the distance up, or you can even use a pen. I quickly take a rectangle to see where, for example, that has to be, so somewhere there. So there I have my perfect square. There's my diagonal. If we put in our arc, so somewhere here this point has to be. That's another reason why, for example, it's really good. No, I know I'm repeating myself, but learn how to draw good arcs. Okay, then from this point, there's our midline. Okay, so now we have basically our distance for the lower left, the distance for the lower right, and we have the height of the left and the right edge. And then we can continue and draw everything here to the vanishing points from there. To double check if everything is correct, this diagonal has to run through 2 points, and it does there and there, so that is correct. Then from this point to there, and then it has to cut through there to there, and I just stop there. And there is now our 45 cube proportionally sketched out. Woo. There. Perfect. So this is kind of like my building block. So let's say I would like to draw an object that goes to the right vanishing point. So with all this stuff done, I do my subdivisions. I find my midpoint. I sketch through that midpoint. I make a vertical. I go back to there. And now, as you can see, I multiplied my cube perspectively to the right vanishing point. Now, if let's say I would like to go up, so I would like to draw a bottle, well, not a big deal. We can simply do exactly the same. So I'm going to do that on the other side. So there, and now let's use this pin there, and it seems actually, yeah, cuts that red line. In 2-point perspective, only vertical lines are actually not foreshortening, and just in the case of 45, also the horizontals don't foreshorten. See, the horizontals, they are parallel to the horizon line. The moment we move the cube a little bit to the right or the left, in that case already changes. So rule of thumb, only vertical lines don't foreshorten. And that's important because from here I can draw straight up till I find this midpoint. And then here I can draw a really nice long line. And I think I might slightly run out of space here, so let's see where my document is. Yeah, whoops. I guess I'm exceeding my document there. But essentially, there is now my other cube. I have to just shorten it maybe just a tick. There and there. And if you did everything right, then actually this green line is perfectly equal this blue line, because again, if you foreshorten something vertically, vertical lines don't, if you stack something vertically or multiply, it doesn't foreshorten, so the lines have to be the same. However, as you can see, when you go to a vanishing point, then obviously those lines actually foreshorten. So everything to the vanishing points will not remain the same length. Everything that goes vertical will remain the same length.